peace, security, trade. With just 8% of people in Africa fully vaccinated against COVID-19, the pandemic has shown that the world needs greater cooperation.
You cannot win unless everybody wins.
This year's Antalya Diplomacy Forum will discuss Africa's growing role on the global stage and ways to unleash the continent's huge potential. Recoding Diplomacy. Antalya Diplomacy Forum, 11 to 13 March 2022.
Okay, welcome back to News and Views. My name is Luqman Skink, and joining us right now, we are very privileged to be joined by the Turkish Ambassador to South Africa, Her Excellency Ayşegül Kandas. Your Excellency, good morning to you and welcome to Salam Media.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Yes,
okay,
so
we're live on air with you right now, and I think the first and most important issue and the most important thing to I've been telling the viewers that we're going to be talking to you about the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. I think a good place to start is, what is it all about?
Yes. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about the forum that is starting today in Antalya on the Mediterranean coast of Turkey. The Diplomacy Forum was the idea of our foreign minister, Mr. Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu. The first meeting was last year in the middle of the pandemic in June 2021. Around 2,000 participants gathered in Antalya. It's a diplomacy forum bringing together heads of state and governments, foreign ministers, policymakers, think tanks, multilateral organizations, international institutions. So last year it was a big success, and from South Africa, Deputy Foreign Minister Mr. Alvin Botes attended last year. This year, the second one is being held. This time, 2,500 participants will be at that venue, a conference venue in Antalya near the sea. And among them, there are 15 heads of state and government, 67 ministers, 44 international institutions, heads of international institutions and NGOs. And there will be virtual participation of 10,000 people, because all the panels and discussions and roundtables will be broadcast live on the internet, the website of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. So they will be discussing, all these people will be discussing various issues, a wide range of issues under the theme Recoding Diplomacy, because these years you need to think fresh about diplomacy. You need to really think of new methods about diplomacy. So there will be many subjects. If you want, I can give you some examples of the subjects that are being discussed.
Yes, absolutely. Time. Yes, absolutely. We have plenty of time. We're going to get to that. I just wanted to talk to you about the importance of diplomacy in the world today. Why is diplomacy so important? Because I know we're talking about the kind of the kind of world that we're living in right now. Why is diplomacy so important, and why is Turkey seeing its role? What is Turkey's role in ensuring that diplomacy becomes multilateral around the world?
Yes. First of all, I think right now this forum is very timely, because it's bringing together all the stakeholders in diplomacy and in international relations all around the world. This is the only international arena format right now that the leaders are meeting in one venue. It's like a big networking opportunity when the foreign ministers, including the Russian and Ukrainian foreign ministers, are getting together, discussing on the margins of the panels as well. This is very important. To provide this format and to be hosting it in Turkey is very important. As you also know, yesterday there was a trilateral meeting between the Ukrainian and Russian foreign ministers together in the presence of our foreign minister. That was a good opportunity. It was a good platform. The forum provided a good platform for all these meetings and the networking opportunities. The international system right now, I think, is going through a transitional period where diplomacy is being redefined. That's why the theme of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum was chosen as recoding diplomacy, because we need to think about diplomacy in new terms. The dynamics are changing very quickly also because of the pandemic. We have to see international relations under a different light. So we need to discuss these things when everything is being formed anew. It's not like the old times when there was the Cold War or relations were defined in clearer terms. That's why this is a time when there needs to be a lot of brainstorming, let's say. And a lot of dialogue and discussion needs to be taking place about the changing dynamics in the international arena. That's why I think the forum is very good, especially because it is providing a platform for people getting together, the policy and decision-making people, decision makers to get together and discuss these. As you know, diplomacy, we need diplomacy more than ever these days, because to resolve conflicts, you need diplomacy. You need to talk about stuff. You need to exchange views. So, okay.
We are speaking to Turkish Ambassador to South Africa, Aysegul Kandas, and she's letting us know about the Antalya Diplomacy Forum that's happening in Turkey this weekend, in fact, over the 3 days. So one of the topics that they're going to be talking about, Aysegul, you were going to give us some of the topics or some of the panel discussions?
Yes. First of all, among the participants at the forum is the Foreign Minister of South Africa, Her Excellency Ms. Kandaş. She will be also taking part at one of the panels. The panel is that she's taking part in is called Revitalizing Multilateralism, UN and Beyond. So she will be among the 5 panelists. And then there will be, for instance, a panel entitled A Vision for Development in Africa. There will be panels on issues of the Asia Pacific, panels on climate change, energy transition, clean energy, green economy, and the place of misinformation in the world today, for instance. There is one on the Middle East, trying to find a common ground. There are panels on migration and irregular migration. There is a panel on countering terrorism in the world. There is one on maritime, resolving maritime disputes, peaceful resolution of maritime disputes. There is a panel on the Balkans. There is, as I said, a panel on multilateralism, the importance of multilateralism today. So the panels will be centered around so many topics, and important guests will be discussing them. Like NATO Secretary General is coming, UN Secretary General is coming. So there will be many important people who are actually responsible for developments in these spheres. They will be talking, so there will be open discussions, and they are open to the public. Live broadcast on the webpage. So I think I should also give you the web page, which is www. It is the name Antalya Diplomacy Forum. .gov. It should be, I hope. It's on the internet. It's on our Twitter page everywhere. So
yes,
the Turkish Embassy Twitter page.
Yes, I will definitely share it with the viewers. But I'm very interested to also just find out about that one of the topics that will be discussed at Antalya, one of the roundtable discussions. You know, want to talk about the peaceful resolution of conflicts in the world today, and we cannot talk about diplomacy today without referring to what's going on in Europe, in Russia, and how important is this conference now that it's happening at a time where the world is looking for peace in the Ukraine?
Yes, there is actually a panel entitled Cost of War, Price of Peace. See, it's a very telling title, I think. It's very important. So all these important actors of diplomacy will be talking about this. And it is very, as you said, very important. The value of discussions and dialogues, and the value of exchanging views and stressing the importance of peace. And the fact that Ukrainian and Russian delegations are already attending this forum also, I think, makes a difference. So there will be all these meetings that will take place starting from today, and I think there will be a good atmosphere of friendliness, negotiation, and bringing together of conflicting parties as well. I think it's important because today there is no other forum like that right now, anywhere in any country right now. So this is a good opportunity, I think, and let's see what comes out of it.
Absolutely. I think also, just as a final thought before you leave us, Your Excellency, Turkey. Turkey is also making some very, very important moves about normalizing relations with other countries that used to have problems with Turkey before. We've seen the visit by the Israeli Prime Minister coming to Turkey in the last few days. Would you say that Turkey is making a concerted effort to improve her standing in the world of diplomacy, particularly with regards to the latest developments?
Yes, I think so. And I also forgot to mention to you that on the margins of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum, in the same place, there is the Istanbul Mediation Conference, the 8th Istanbul Mediation Conference taking place. So there will be lots of participants in that also. Turkey has had a role, has played a leadership role in the mediation conferences so far. They are called Istanbul Mediation Conferences every year. So that brings together, it's like talking about, how we can do mediation. And Turkey has had this role in certain conflicts. The fact that the foreign ministers met for the first time in Antalya with the presence of our foreign minister tells something about Turkey's role, I think, especially when it comes to mediation. So mediation is very important in terms of building trust between countries. So apart from that, Turkey has had also some kind of, it has started a normalization process with Armenia, for instance. Turkey is still giving importance to the Palestinian issues and on the side of the Palestinians, but Turkey has a kind of a mediation role, which is staying at equal distance between two parties, let's say, in certain conflicts. So that helps also, I think.
Okay, Ambassador, thank you very much for your time this morning. We wish you all the best for the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. And we'll obviously catch up with you next week to find out how it went. And I'm sure it's an annual thing, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of success and with all the participation that you're looking forward to in Antalya this weekend. Thank you so much for your time, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that was Ambassador, Turkish Ambassador to South Africa, Aysegul Kandas, talking to us there about the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. It's a high-level gathering of professionals in government, and 2,500 participants from the diplomatic corps taking part in this very important conference, if you want to call it. And it's so important for diplomacy, as the ambassador was explaining to us, particularly now when the drums of war are being beaten around the world, and particularly in the Ukraine and the Soviet Union. So diplomacy basically just saying that, look, you know what, let's talk about our problems. Let's not just go to war immediately when we have disagreements. And what's the role that diplomacy has to play? So that's a very important forum taking place. In fact, it has already started taking place. It's going to be from today until the 13th. That's in the beautiful resort on the coast of the Mediterranean, and that'll be taking place this weekend. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with news and views on Salam Media.